All right, lower body push. This is where it starts to get interesting. So your 1x20 version of this, I start everybody on their lower body push 1x20 with body weight. Just start with body weight. But once you do get to loading this, you can use, I assume you have 2 dumbbells. You can use 2 dumbbells. You can use 1 dumbbell. It doesn't matter. Those are kind of your options. So that's really all you need. So what it's going to be, I'm just going to demonstrate with 1 dumbbell. But again, I would just start with body weight. Mostly because this is going to be of high mobility and stability demand on the hips. We don't want day 1 for you to just be wrecked and not be able to work out the rest of the week. So start gentle with this one especially. Other than that, in general, for everything day 1, just pick a weight you know you can do for 20 reps on both sides of the body. There's no rush into this. Again, we're just trying to create a little extra caloric deficit, get you back to resistance training, and then once you kind of run this down to death and we milk it for all it's worth, you should be more mobile, you should be more stable, you should be feeling like $1,000,000 as far as your back and hips go. And then I would be more than happy to discuss getting you back into like a traditional bilateral back squat. But for now, we're gonna get these hips moving better than they ever have, I would believe. Well, maybe not since your cheerleading days. So, 1x20 version, lower body push. We're gonna do a curtsy lunge. So, toes start off facing forward. We're gonna drop this foot behind. It doesn't need to be crazy wide, but don't go straight back either. If you end up here, you're kind of on this tightrope, and see, I'm already falling over. We don't want that. So you don't have to get like way over here, but we don't want this either, because this is actually gonna be more difficult in order to stabilize. But curtsy lunge, real simple. Foot stays flat. My knee's doing all kind of crazy things in relationship to my toe. Don't care, doesn't matter. As long as it doesn't hurt, doesn't matter. So, curtsy lunge, we're gonna do all of these on one side before we go over to the other. So I've got some really interesting rotational things going on at my hip. I'm getting a big stretch out of this glute. These will actually kind of feel nice until the next day when maybe they don't. But again, start light. So, start on the weaker side, if you know what the weaker side is. Other than that, that's kind of it. You're gonna stay fairly upright. So just show you another angle. With any lunge variation, people always try and keep a vertical torso. You don't need a vertical torso. You need a straight torso, but you don't need a vertical torso. In fact, that forward lean is very natural and it loads the glutes more. And that's one of the big things we're trying to do. You can't help but load the quad somewhat on a lunge, but we want to also load the glute. That the glute training is a big part of this for you, because that's going to help your back, along with just general mechanical health and joint health. So that's your 1x20 version. Your 1x15 is, what is your 1x15? It's a lateral lunge. It's a lateral lunge. So again, 1 dumbbell, 2 dumbbells, up to you. But now we're just gonna go straight to the side. And we're just gonna go here. Be nice and easy with these at first. It may cause some discomfort in the groin. After the first day, as far as foot and knee alignment goes, at least at first, I would try and only step so far that your knee is going to be fairly in line with your toe. After a while, I wouldn't mind the knee being a little further out your toe. No, your toe being a little further out than your knee and getting to stay here. And now I have this kind of weird angle, again, so long as it's pain-free. Play with that, see how your body does. As far as the opposite foot goes, everybody always tries to keep it flat and keep it pointing forward. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. Don't care. This is going to be a lot harder for you to get into a squat on this side if this toe is down and straight. Doesn't matter if it pops up. Let it. Again, start on the weaker side. Do even on both sides. If you're going to add weight to this with 1 dumbbell, I would make it the opposite hand. Just makes it a little easier, and it kind of swings and loads that movement a little more dynamically. Get as deep as you can. If you want to start these, again, body weight, or you want to start them even assisted, like holding onto the rack, or if you have any kind of suspension trainer kind of stuff, like gymnastics rings, anything like that, do so. Do so and make the movement as big a range of motion as you can, rather than trying to go ahead and load it day 1 and it being like this. Barely moving. So again, just to show you another angle, that dumbbell pretty much gets to the ground. That should be a good range of motion goal, as long as it doesn't mean that you're, rounding your back or anything. Move at the hip and knee and ankle. That's your 1x15 version. Your 1x10 version, this gets really interesting, will be really good for your hip and back and knee health for soccer. And there's a reason this is the 1x10 version. So same idea as the meadow row, load the end of it as much as you can use. Start very light. If you have any 10-pound bumper plates, I would start with that, because the other thing the plate allows you to do is kind of lean against it, which is fine. Again, we're going for less stability here, more strength, but we still are going to do a single leg version, because that is going to help even out any imbalances. Again, keep all the joints happier and healthier, but this is going to be tough. So again, it's against the wall. You can put it against the corner of your rack, again, to save your drywall or whatever. I've just got metal siding in here. So to start out, my foot is right at the end of the barbell. That's where I'm going to set it. I'm going to go here. I'm going to pick up this inside foot. I do a knee down, high knee action. You don't have to. I mean, I would do the knee down. You don't have to come here. It doesn't really matter. But we're going to squat, touch the knee down, come up. Woo! Still requires some balance. So, really, really good biomechanics. Gets you pushing through the inside of your foot, which is what you do when you cut or sprint or do just about anything, but you really have to push off the inside of your foot on that. You can't help but. You start going to the outside of your foot, your body's not gonna let you do that because it's gonna be so unstable. So you have to push to the inside of your foot. So that's your 1x10 version. Again, any of these give you any problems, just let me know.